Burdock isn't your usual culinary vegetable on most American menus, but in Japanese cookery, burdock is an all-purpose vegetable that's added to stews and stir-fried and pickled. With a pleasantly crunchy texture, burdock has a sweet flavor that's similar to lotus root, though its taste is distinctive enough to make it worth the trouble of seeking it out and preparing it. It is also highly nutritious and has been used in herbal medicine for thousands of years. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath, and I love sharing natural remedies with people. Natural remedies have been around for centuries, even thousands of years, because they work, and they work on people. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that you like this video and give me a thumbs up, share it with others, and comment below. I love hearing from you. If you subscribe and click on the little bell, you'll be notified each week when I do these presentations. If you've been watching my channel, my Health to Home class and Preppy Herbalist have been focusing on herbs that are not only nutritious, but used in culinary. These wonderful benefits that can be found in herbs, maybe even in your own backyard. The wonderful benefits for health, and I always feel that using food as medicine is the first line of defense. When we eat food that is considered not only good for the diet, it is good for building our health rather than contributing to illness. So burdock is often considered a weed in most areas. Their little seed head burrs tend to roll and plant themselves wherever. I also feel that the birds munch on the seeds and along with their manure, plop wherever they land and grow. So it seems like it's a rather easily grown food. In Japanese, it's really revered as a nourishing food and delicious to eat. It looks, with its large leaves, it resembles rhubarb, but the flower is totally different than rhubarb. So pictured in this is the burdock root, which is generally the most used part of the plant for food. Is a slender brown-skinned root vegetable that grows to more than 2 feet in length. In markets and restaurants, pickled burdock root is often sold as an accompaniment to sushi or rice meals. But in Japanese cookery, burdock is an all-purpose vegetable that can be added, like I said, to any stir fries. And if you look on Seriously Asian, you'll find some great recipes for this root. And if you go to an Asian market, you can often find these fresh for sale. It is quite difficult to harvest. However, the best time to harvest is in the autumn, and that's when the burrs are pretty well dried up and they stick like Velcro to everything. And in fact, if your dog has gone for walks in the woods, it may have come back with a few burrs stuck to its fur. And they're not easily coaxed out. So generally you have to cut them out of the fur. So they're not easily pulled up, and the best time to dig the root is in the autumn, and the best root is after the first year growth. So in other words, older bushes, the root tends to be tough and you want the tender shoots. So now you can see the seed head is this burr, looks like this. And if you crack it open, you'll see the seeds. And when they look like this, they can be picked as fruit and are often eaten like that in the fruit form. Harvesting the roots, like I said, is not easy. You can buy dried chopped root from Mountain Rose Herbs, and that's Mountain Rose is one of the places that I choose to buy bulk herbs from. They're all organic, and they do a really good job. They're clean and it's high quality herbs, and they're not very expensive. Now, I don't have an affiliation with Mountain Rose Herbs, so I can't offer you a discount, but they're, like I said, an upstanding company, and many herbalists refer to using them for making their tinctures and teas. So speaking of teas, burdock root tea contains antioxidants such as phenolic acids, quercetin, and luteolin, all of which may be transferred to the tea. So many times when you're dealing with a root, making a tea just brings out the first layer of medicinal benefits. And if you really want the next layer or the deeper layer of the medicinal effect of that plant, if it's a root, you will have to use something like vodka or some way to strain out not strain, pull out the benefits of the root. This can be done by chopping up the root or buying the root from like Mountain Rose Herbs and putting usually a third of it in a sterilized glass jar and then filling the rest with vodka. You give it a stir and you keep it on your counter, and for every day, once a day or several times a day, depending on your ability to pay attention to that herb, you will want to stir it and keep it, make sure that in the beginning, all of the herb is going to float. And then as it starts getting saturated, it'll sink. And once it's down and not floating anymore, you don't have to worry about it. Now all that's left is time. So it generally takes at least a month, but with some roots like burdock, it's really recommended 3, maybe 4 months to stay as a tincture. Now, you can close it up, put it on a shelf in a dark cool place, and it can keep for years. If you want to use it, then the next thing to do is to strain off the herbs with a fine strainer, or you can use like a coffee filter. And then that tincture is extremely powerful, and you want to take it by dropperfuls. You can take it straight, or you can put it then into a tea and intensify the tea. Now, the tea alone is going to contain some wonderful antioxidants. And what these do is they deter the damaging free radicals. These free radicals are like little fires that burn through cells and cause havoc. So in a 2011 article in the BMC Complementary and Alternative Medicine, researchers suggested that burdock root tea's antioxidant content may aid in slowing down tumor cell growth. Now, this is a really good thing. Your best objective is to make sure that your body is fighting off things that can create havoc later on. And it's sort of like the stitch in time thing. It's not an easy thing to go chasing after a condition. It's much easier to prevent the condition. So burdock fruit are frequently used And like I said, in this form, and they help to purify the blood. Most often, the leaf is used in making compresses or poultices. So in the wild, if you get a bug bite, you can tear off some of that leaf. A lot of times, wipe off any dust or wash it off if you can. You can crunch it up because there's something that chewing the leaf just for a brief moment lets the body know that you're working on this bite. And then you take that wad of leaf and you put it on the bite and it'll pull it out. Now, lots of herbs will do this. Plantain, dandelion leaves, many of them have this astringent quality that pulls out toxins. And when you take it as a tea or a tonic or an extract, then it pulls that out of the blood. And that's what makes it a blood purifier. So if you have a rash, you can chop up the leaf. You can actually put it in a blender with some water and a little bit of aloe. And I like to add lavender because lavender is a great tissue healer. So then I will pat it on the rash, and we can wrap it with saran wrap to keep the moisture in, and then wrap a towel around it and leave it there for about 20 minutes, and then undo everything, wash all that off. And you can repeat it if need be, but generally speaking, it's an amazing thing how that works. I often will add a little silver gel to it to work as antimicrobial. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to go out in your yard and have ready-made remedies right there. So burdock's blood cleansing supports better digestion, immunity, and respiratory health. Not everybody is going to want to chew on a leaf, but taking it in capsule form can be just as beneficial. So clearing away toxins from the liver is very important for overall health. And taking 2 capsules twice a day, which is what the bottle recommends, will make a healthier liver. So talk with your health professional about burdock being part of your health regime, especially if you're on some kind of medications. It's always best to do your own research when adding a new food to your diet. But when people use things as food, I seriously think that the toxic level of this particular food is pretty much non-existent. The thing is because it cleans the liver, we don't know how effective your medication will be, and if it extracts your medication from the liver. So that's the untried part of it. Remember, herbs have been used for thousands of years, but they haven't been used in conjunction with a lot of the medications that people take. So if you're not that adventurous and you want to try the herbs in the capsule form, I'll leave a link in the description below for the coupon. According to Dr. Axe, taking blood cleansers from time to time takes the load off the lymphatic system and the liver. Essentially, the lymphatic system is the body's inner drainage system, a network of blood vessels and lymph nodes that carry fluids from tissues around the body in the blood and vice versa. So there's that exchange. And that's why When the blood has some toxins, it can dump it into the lymph, and the lymph has the immune cells that act on this toxin and gets rid of it. But if you have a, what do I want to say, overwhelmed lymphatic system, your nodes are swollen, or you've had lymph nodes removed, then doing some kind of a cleanser to support your lymphatic system is an absolute must. And it should be done on an annual basis. It's not something you have to do on a daily basis, but certainly annually. So burdock root helps to induce lymphatic drainage and detoxification, and it's a wonderful remedy to support the lymphatic system. So another great remedy that if you're not into burdock and you want to try something a little more gentle is dandelion. Dandelion leaves are a great blood cleanser, and they can be added to salads. You can cook them like broccoli or like spinach. So it's really wonderful to be able to use what we consider weeds as your medicine. So if you have specific questions about health, email me at drmary@bornforhealth.com, and I will leave links to both Dr. Axe and Dr. Mercola and the Asian recipe sites in the description below. So be sure to check that out. Also, I have a link to a video I did on dandelion and the benefits of it, and I'll link that as well. So if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. So just either comment below or send me an email. You want to get control of your health by focusing on herbs and healthy eating, and make this the best 2021 ever and keep getting healthier and not older and sicker. So be thankful for the people and the gifts of nature and all the joy around you. I want to thank you for viewing. And until next time, this is Dr. Mary for the health of it. Remember, adding special foods to your diet can help you keep you healthier. So go out and have a great day.